You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Vegas, it's rock, it's dogs, it's Vegas Rock Dog Radio, a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. Stand by for great guests and cool advice, all in one rocking hour. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, animal lovers. Here we are live from Las Vegas. And as usual, it's sunny. That's all we ever say around here. It's sunny. And I want to welcome you to the Vegas Rock Dog Radio Show. My name is Sam. I am known as the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs. And I think I'm soon to become the Queen of Rock and Roll Cats too, because I just got involved in some fundraising for cats in town. I'll tell you about that later, if I remember. And I also need to remember to tell you I met my husband, because twice I've said it in 2 shows. I never told the story of how I ended up in Las Vegas. But I'll ask Chris, my producer, to remind me about that, because sometimes it just goes out your brain. So you listen to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. We are live from Las Vegas. And our show is all about pets, people, and pop culture. And we cover everything we possibly can, whether it's health, training, news, nutrition, laws, you name it. We've got it going on. Fashion, you name it. So that's what our show's all about. And we like to bring on great guests and experts to keep it interesting and keep you informed. So if you want to find out where my show is on the internet, or the internet, as some people say, and that makes me laugh, is you can go to our main website, which is VegasRockDogRadio.com. You will find all links on there, including information on how you can be a sponsor for the show as well. So if you want to have a commercial on our show, you can contact me. It's very easy to do. We make it very, very simple and painless for you to become a sponsor. We have a very wide reach with a lot of people listening all over the world. And that's our main website. So we are actually streaming live on Ustream. We're going to give you a little wave. You can see my guest here. And I'm going to tell you all about my special guest in a second. And you'll hop over to ustream.tv. Our channel is Vegas Rock Dog, and the actual show is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. There's a second show on there, which is the Hot Diggity Dog Show, which were shows that I did with my co-host. So you can still click on those too. And so that's very, very easy if you want to watch us on the show. And our show is brought to you by VegasAllNetRadio.com. So you can hop over there, find my show, and from there you can actually see all the links for all my sponsors. And if you scroll even further down the page, you'll find all of the archived shows. So that covers many, 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 many shows, and you'll see them by topic and by guest. So you can always listen again, as we say, a little repeat performance. Our Facebook page is Vegas Rock Dog Radio, and our Twitter is Vegas Rock Dog Show, no W on the end. Or you can just follow me on my Vegas Rock Dog account, Vegas Rock Dog. Really simple. The call-in number is 702-483-4444. That means we are in Sin City in Las Vegas. But not everybody's a sinner here. Let me tell you that. There's some good people in this town. Chris is laughing. You've only heard about my nights out. That's all. You haven't experienced one yet. So you can actually call in if you've got a question for me or my guest. And what else do I have to tell you? Oh, Instagram. Love Instagram. I love Instagram because no one's annoyed that you post 1 million pictures of your dogs a day. I know they get a little bit annoyed on Facebook. Hey, you know what? If you want to be my friend, that's what you get. So Instagram is Vegas Rock Dog. It's a little bit more of a personal look into my life with my husband and my pets. And my husband's a musician, so we get to do some very exciting things in town. And if you want to buy Vegas Rock Dog clothing, you can go to VegasRockDog.com. And my blog is where I post most of my giveaways, as well as, stuff we've been up to. But that's where the giveaways happen the most, and that is www.therockandrolldog.com. And if you're a Google Plus person, it's never ending, isn't it? The social media is never ending. If you're on Google Plus, you can find me there by Vegas Rock Dog 2, which I'm actually really enjoying more and more because I feel like it's a really good engagement over there on Google Plus, unlike Facebook, where they've changed the algorithms again. And now pages are only, people that follow those pages, only 7% of those people are getting to see your posts. Yeah, it's because they wanted to pay for those posts, you know. So they just changed the last week or so, and 7%'s pretty poor. But one thing I do know, do not just do a text post because they're getting no views whatsoever. So you got to stick on a video or a photograph to be seen, but that's not by everybody. Oh, that network you build, and then your network doesn't get to see, you know, what you're up to. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so Google Plus is going to be my big thing this year, and Instagram. So let me tell you a little bit about my guest. She's very good at turning owners and their dogs into yogis and yoginis. I think we're both of those. And she helps them live a well-balanced life through yoga and massage. So I'd like to welcome Kristen Corral. With yeehaw at the end of that. She is the founder of the Little White Dog Co. Do you do co or do you say company?
Company.
The Little White Dog Company. And she's a Las Vegas local. So welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You're going to love the name of her dog. Her dog's name is Bono.
I'll show him.
He's so cute. He's there on Insta. Look at him there on Ustream. We're going to take some pictures too so you can see how adorable he is. He's very well behaved.
He's wearing his I Love Little White Dog Company t-shirt.
And that's what he needs to be wearing today. It's all about promo, isn't it? Even on your dogs. Hey, you know what? They're a reflection of what we're about. And they're certainly a reflection of your company, aren't they? You know?
Yeah.
So, when did you start the Little White Dog Company?
I started kind of part-time in 2011. I was still performing full-time.
What kind of performer? Singer, dancer?
Dancer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What shows were you in?
A lot of different shows over the last 10 years.
Amazing.
But yeah, I retired it's been a year now. I retired, yeah.
What was your favorite show that you were in?
Probably Peep Show was the last show I was in. And I got to work with Jerry Mitchell, who, you know, is a Tony Award winner.
So you know what? We probably got some mutual friends. Were you there from the beginning?
Almost. I came like 5 months after it started.
Was Vita still there? Vita Karimbi, piano player, musical director? Long hair?
No.
So I think
the band. I only got to work with the band for a little bit, and then they
were gone.
The band, yeah.
I know. Boo to that. We like live music.
Yes,
live music.
I know.
It does make a difference, though, doesn't it?
A huge difference to the energy on stage.
Because you're just a slave to a track, you know. I mean, it's there's an energy that comes with live music.
Absolutely.
You know, to perform to that.
Yeah.
So where did you train? Your dance training?
Orlando.
Oh, okay, so not here. So did you do Disney and?
I was like Chip and Dale at Disney when I was 16, and King Louie.
You see, this is why Vegas guests are the best, because you get to learn things that are so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was terrible at it. I didn't last very long.
Did you do cruise ships?
Yeah,
I did too.
You did?
And Chris remind me of how to tell people how the heck I met my husband, because I keep saying it on every show. I worked on cruise ships too.
What cruise line?
I worked for Holland America.
Okay, I worked for Royal.
Oh, okay. So, you know what? I'll do the quick story of the husband so I don't forget, because my memory's like a sieve. You know what a sieve? Is that an English thing? A sieve? You call it a sieve here. A sieve? A strainer. There you go. It's called a cultural impasse, that, you know. People have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, I worked on cruise ships too. I did two different things. I was an illusionist assistant.
Oh, okay.
Because I have dance background too. And I worked for Bruce Block, which a lot of people have seen on America's Got Talent. Now, I hadn't seen him in 20 years till he moved to Vegas last year.
What does he do?
He is an illusionist, and he does all the Houdini stuff, and yeah, he's...
I feel like I should have seen him. I watched that show, but I don't remember.
You probably would have seen him. You probably would have. I'll have to show you a picture of him.
Okay, yeah.
But I hadn't seen him for about 20 years since being on the ships. And everybody moves to Vegas eventually. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So my husband called me one day from his show and said, you should come down and see the show today. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you're someone you need to come and meet. And I walk in the dressing room, and there he was. And he almost passed out. That was the first assistant I think he ever had. Because he used to do everything solo. And we practiced all those crazy Houdini, you know, illusions and stuff like
I've done
that. And so and it was through working on the cruise ships. My husband was in the orchestra. how I met my husband.
Nice.
And I literally did fall in love with him at first sight. Literally fell in love with him at first sight.
Wow. A lot of people meet their husbands on cruise
They
ships.
do. Tons of my friends that now live here in Vegas from cruise ships, and it's usually like American musicians and English girl dancers.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works, you know. So we have a connection there. We
Yeah.
probably know even more people.
Oh, I'm sure.
In all honesty, you know. But in fact, do you know Alex, who's English? His wife was in Peep Show. She was dancer
Casey.
too. Yeah, I'm friends with her husband.
Oh, really?
Another Brit in
yeah.
town. Yeah. That's another
Love Casey. And
Another
her sister, her twin.
Another cruise ship romance.
I know. I was thinking of them when you said that.
You see, it's a very small world in Vegas. That's why you should always be nice to people too, because you never know. So obviously you have this great background in entertainment and a love for dogs. Have you always had animals your whole life?
Yeah. Growing up, we had cats. My mom, we asked for a puppy every year, and she wouldn't, because she knew we wouldn't walk it, and she would be.
She's a smart mom.
is.
She knew that dog would have been hers.
Totally.
She would have been burdened.
But we still has.
So how many cats did you have at once?
We had 3 cats growing up, yeah. Then we fed, back then we lived in Orlando, so it was like backed up to, there's woods in Florida everywhere.
Right.
So there was lots of strays, and my mom would always put out food for the strays.
Well, that's funny you're talking about this, because I was saying earlier I'm going to be doing more with cats. I had the director of C5, the Community Cat
I heard
Coalition,
that show.
And I'm going to be doing a fundraiser with them.
That's great. Amazing organization.
Amazing. Yes.
Fantastic.
Incredible. If you don't know about C5, it's the Community Cat Coalition of Clark County. And if you're someone that loves cats, or like you say, you know, feeding feral cats or just free roaming cats, you can call them. It's a free service. They'll come and trap them. And traps doesn't sound like a nice thing, but nobody's harmed, you know what I mean? And then they're going to spay neuter, and they're going to vaccinate them, and they're going to return them back to where they came from. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm just blown away by their organisation, you know. And I think the more people I meet, the more we find about these great people and services, you know. So cats will be a big part of my life. But my husband said the other day, I want a cat, and Thornton wants a cat, my Jack Russell. And I went, you are allergic to cats, and she does not want a cat. I know she does not want a cat.
Yeah.
And not for the right reasons if she did, you know.
We had cats first, so the minute we started bringing dogs home, my cats were like, ugh.
Like, what's going on? But cats and dogs can live together, can't they?
Yeah, so
you know. So I think that's important to know. So what made you finally decide, you know, I'm going to retire from dance, and this is my big love and a new passion, I guess, you know?
Absolutely. Well, I kind of started thinking, you know, 3.5, 4 years ago, okay, you know, I'm getting a little older. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be.
She looks like she's 16, people.
I'm not.
She's
I'm in my
beautiful
30s.
as well.
So I thought, you know, what am I going to do after this? You know, your whole life you spend thinking, what's the next dance job? What's the next dance job? And then you don't really think that far ahead of, well, what am I going to do when this is all over?
You're right, because it's that kind of industry where it's almost like you don't have time to think about the future. You know, what's the next gig?
Yeah.
You know, this is coming to an end, and I've got to audition and find the next
Right.
gig. And I think a lot of people in entertainment live that way.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. I mean, here it's a little better because you're fortunate there's long-standing shows.
Yes, yeah.
You know, some of those people that were in Jubilee for
Just
forever.
Beginning of time. I mean, this is the first time they've revamped the show, isn't it?
On a large scale, I believe so,
Yeah.
but I'm not positive.
Because I wanted to say the choreography was the same from the beginning. But
It
I
could have
kind
been.
of loved that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very old school. My sister did that show
very
for a while.
nostalgic, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Did you say you're a twin?
No,
Oh, okay.
Casey's a twin.
Because I'm a
I have
twin
a sister.
too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Twin power. So, was it a gradual decision of, oh my gosh, I'm leaving something I've done for so long and I love to, you know.
Yeah. So I kind of started thinking, well, I really love animals. How can I turn animals into a career?
Brilliant.
So I started just kind of researching online. You know, I don't think I'd make a very good groomer.
I wouldn't. I don't think I could cope.
Yeah.
I'd be scared. if I
They'd
did
have
it
like
right.
just bad haircut.
Like I couldn't be a hairdresser
Yeah.
either. I'm like, oh, I'm just messed up that woman's hair.
Yeah. So I just kind of started looking, and this program, the Animal Massage and Care program at UNLV, popped up.
Now I was reading your bio. I had no idea they had this program. I had no clue.
Amy, you should have Amy on.
I should then. If she heads up the program, most definitely.
And she's amazing.
Now, how long have they had this program? A long time?
A long time.
Wow, where have I been? I've only been here 15 years, but you know what? You do get to, like, you know, through reading your bio, oh my gosh, here's another thing I didn't know about in town.
Yeah. So I kind of started emailing her because her class is an evening class, so I couldn't stay the entire time.
Right.
So I emailed her and was like, listen, I have a show. And she was so flexible, and she was like, come for what you can come for.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I started doing that class, and it all clicked. And I just put this business together, and I started slowly just taking on a few clients, you know, and I had all these people who had animals that I worked with.
Yes.
And it's like the performance community is so small. So before you know it, I have clients in every single show in town. And then it just kept branching out. And then it got to the point last year where I just couldn't do both, because some of my clients, I'm waking up, 6 a.m.
Yes.
And then I'm doing a show late, and it just got to be
long day.
so much.
And I think that's what happens a lot. When I have a professional organizing company called Straighten Up, and I've had it way over 10 years, and it was the same kind of situation. It was, I was a professional organizer for a company in town. Actually, it was a garage installation company, an amazing system, but they couldn't put the system in until the garage was organized, so that's how I worked with them. And then it just got to the point where it was like, I'm so busy with my own private clients. I'm almost losing money by having this job.
Right.
And I made that transition. But you just know when it's right, don't you?
Yeah, I was really nervous, but I just kind of was like, I got to do this.
I just got to do this.
And I did it, and it all worked out. So I was really lucky.
And when you think about it, it's almost like you almost didn't need to be nervous, because look at how many jobs you do that end and start and end and start and end and start. When's the next gig coming?
But I had been there for like 3.5 years.
Oh, so it was nice and comfy.
It was very permanent for me, yeah.
Right. So tell me about all the services that you're offering right now through Little White Dog Company.
Okay, so my main services are pet sitting services, so dog walking, daily visits, things like that. I have 2 wonderful, amazing ladies who work for me that are animal people, so they can come and sleep at your house if you want someone to sleep in. So in
this short period of time, you've now got employees, technically.
Yeah, I mean, they just...
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they just do my overnights for me.
Amazing.
Or if I'm on vacation, they'll fill in for me. Or if I they're kind of my backup people. Like, let's say I got into a car accident.
I think that's great.
And something happened to me, they could go get my keys and be my emergency backup.
So, so you're offering pet services that cover anything from visits, walks, overnights, which I think are always like the one thing that people get so worried about. Like, oh my gosh, I want my dog to be at home, and who do I call for this? And a lot of people aren't even aware that those services are available.
Exactly.
Now you're a member of
Snaps.
So
yeah, you had Kim on, right?
Kim is my pet sitter.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I love Kim.
I do too.
I love Kim.
I think there's only one occasion she couldn't take my dogs, and it was like, oh, well, okay, we'll just change our vacation then. Because there's no way I was not having my dog stay with Kim.
Yeah.
Because I feel confident, and they love...
Exactly.
My Jack Russell Thornton, she thinks she owns Kim. She loves Kim, beyond. I mean, beyond. She's just got this amazing connection with her.
Yeah.
So...
which is so great, for people like you as a client to know that your dogs are safe and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and to get pictures and updates really makes you feel a lot better, particularly when we would travel to England, because you're so far away. And I would never feel good until I got the first picture from Kim. I'm like, okay, I'm all right. Okay, I can enjoy my vacation now.
Yeah.
So SNAPS now stands for Southern Nevada Association
Professional Pet Services.
Professional Pet Services. And I'm going to put you these links on because you've got a great network of people, members on that as well, haven't you?
It's a really good group.
Yeah.
I really like the group, and the meetings are fun. I wasn't able to make the meetings for a while because it conflicted for one of my clients, but now Kim's going to rotate the day.
Oh, nice.
So that I can come at least every other month, which is great.
And I know you have a good organization and members, because I know you all share and help each other out, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
I learned so much from that group when I first started pet sitting, because I would go to the meetings and I was kind of intimidated because some of those people have been doing it for 15 years.
I know, isn't that not amazing?
And they would just talk and talk and talk, and I would just pick up so many things like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I would write it down.
Oh my gosh, that's a great solution to that.
Yeah, or things in your contract that you don't think about, or things that happen to people that you wouldn't even consider.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely worth, I think, really looking for a pet sitter on Snaps, because, you're getting a lot, you know what I mean? Where these people, this is their career, this is what they do, and it's their reputation,
Right.
So tell me about the program at UNLV. What's the name of the program?
Animal Massage and Care Providers.
And how long is the course when you do that course?
It's different. She switches it up a lot.
Okay.
I think the next course is the summer course. I think it's 12 or 15 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I think. Don't quote me. If you go to her website, Animal Massage Care,
I will, definitely.
you can get all the info on there.
And so what kind of stuff is she covering in the course itself?
It's a lot of information. I still go through my book, and
so
I'm
this is very in depth. This is not a giveaway kind of cert. Like fitness, you can get certified to be an instructor in a weekend, which is ridiculous.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's a lot of work. And I mean, you work as hard as you want to work. And I think the people that are there to learn. I mean, you're paying the money, you want to learn. Yeah. And there's a lot of techniques and there's a lot of anatomy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're getting something, that's very, very in depth, not just a little.
Yeah. And the way she teaches is really fun. She's very upbeat.
You see, that always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a professor that's, like, oh, I could fall asleep.
Yeah. No.
Listen, I think we'll probably take a break, Chris, because you know what? I have a feeling we could talk a lot longer than an hour, that's for sure. Let's take a quick break. Let's listen to some words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back, and you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Swipe It's a revolutionary new product that literally swipes away cat hair from virtually any surface. Most of us struggle with a roller or vacuum cleaner to clean up cat hair, but anyone who has tried either of these knows they just don't work very well. But Swipe It's patent-pending glove has a magnetic-like quality that removes cat hair from almost everything. And best of all, Swipe It's is machine washable, so you can use it over and over again. To order, just visit swipeits.com. That's SWIPETS. A simple solution for shedding.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Now, let's return to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Here again, your host, the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, your host, Sam, and we're live from Las Vegas. My guest today in the studio is Kristen Corral of the Little White Dog Company, and she brought one of her dogs with her, and his name's Bono. Don't you love that? I mean, come on, it's a rock and roll show. We got Bono. Does he like you too?
Yeah, he loves him.
You rock out. You do that with your paw, the little rock sign. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, he's lovely. He's really, really cute. Oh, there we go. Let's pull you. There we go. We're in good shape. So we've got Kristen here, and she owns Little White Dog Company, and she's offering not only pet sitting services and overnights and walking services, but she's also offering massage, and she's also offering yoga. Tell us about the yoga that you do.
Yeah, the yoga is really, really fun. And people are always like, how's my dog going to do yoga?
And they do it most days without us even telling them.
They definitely do. And the whole class is kind of based around, self-stretching, a lot of balance exercises, but it's something that you do with your dog.
Yes.
And that's what I think makes it so fun and so interesting.
Yeah, because I think we're all a little bit tight on time. And for me, anytime I can do anything with my dogs, I'm way more interested in that, than doing it by myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what kind of stuff? Well, first of all, let's talk about if you come into yoga class, if your dog's a certain, like say your dog's a nervous dog or your dog is not good with that other dog, what would the criteria be if you were choosing to go, the things you need to consider, whether it's going to be right for you and your dog or not?
People always worry about their dog being overactive. That's
right.
That generally isn't a problem. At the beginning of class, I try to have people sit and meditate with their dog and just kind of get everybody in a zone.
Keep it nice and, calm it all down, yeah?
Because dogs are essentially going to feed off of your energy. So
right.
If everyone in the room is relaxed, the dogs are going to slowly relax. Of course, they're going to be interested in the other dogs.
Yeah.
When we usually start off, I have everybody keep their dog on a leash.
Okay.
On their mat, and that just kind of gets everybody in their space.
Yeah.
I'm sure if people had a dog that they really felt was not good with other dogs,
they would choose not to bring their dog.
They would probably choose.
Yeah.
So I've never had an issue.
Right.
Generally, everybody's very good. And I even had one lady one time bring a puppy that was so hyper, and the puppy was like snoring by the end of the class. And she was like, I can't even believe it.
Isn't that great?
And I actually have a special music that I downloaded called Through the Dog's Ear.
You're kidding.
And it's classical music. It's songs that you'll recognize, but it's slowed down so that they can hear it. It's put on their, you can hear it too, but yeah. So it relaxes them as well.
Oh my gosh. Is this music you could just play at home if you're, gone for a couple of hours, kind of thing, relax them at home?
Yeah.
I usually leave rock music on or My husband's a musician, so they get to listen to everything.
Yeah.
And everything.
So they're used to it.
They just don't like anything that's played on a clarinet. That is
probably really high.
They hate that instrument. My husband hates it too. He calls it the black stick of death, but he has to play it sometimes. Well, I think that's really good to know because, like you say, some people, I think maybe are thinking, I can only take my dog if it's a calm dog.
And that's not the case.
So they'll end up feeding off the energy of the room itself anyway.
And everybody will calm down.
How long is the class normally?
About an hour.
Oh, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time. Any longer than that, and I feel like they would get ants in their pants. Like,
right. Yes.
They'd be ready to go. And you see that shift. Like, you see when the dogs are like, okay, we're done.
They're like, we're done, you know. I think it's like I say, it's really, I think, really good for spending more time with your pets. It obviously deepens your bond with your pet.
And that's that's like the main purpose of the class is it's bonding.
Oh, I just love it. So tell me about the massage aspect of your business.
So the massage is a little different. The massage I would do on your dog.
Yeah.
It's a lot of working with muscles. We don't work on any bone. It's non-medical.
Right.
It's muscle, connective tissue.
Right.
We want to get the oxygenated blood flowing throughout the body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times people think it's only for older dogs, but it's actually for any kind of animal at all. Amy's thing is it's for all pets except for jellyfish. all animals in the world except for jellyfish. You can IPTouch anything except for a jellyfish. But she's kind of right. I mean, there's obviously other things. But I mean, we've worked on, we've done snakes, I've done rats, and you don't do a full massage, but there's techniques and stuff that you use on, these other kinds of animals.
Now tell us the benefits of massage for your animal, for your pet.
There's a lot of benefits. Obviously, we want to achieve PNS, which is, relaxation.
Yeah.
We want to keep the joints lubricated. We want to keep them moving, oxygenated blood flow throughout the body. Things like that, because
so it's good for healing then as well.
Yeah, and we want to activate self-stretching. We don't ever pull
right.
or stretch because you don't want to injure the dog, but you want to encourage them to keep stretching themselves. You know, when your dog wakes up in the morning and it stretches.
Yes,
but not all dogs will continue to do that, especially in their old age. They'll get stagnant and they'll start to stay in a fetal position.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when you get tension patterns and things like that. Just like in humans, I mean, think about if they sit, you're gone a lot, and they sit all day, and sometimes you come back and they're in the same exact position.
And you're like, did you move? You need to put a webcam in to check if they moved or not.
Yeah.
You know, that's really, really interesting because, like you say, it's pretty, well, I think it applies to humans, doesn't it? Some get older, they stop moving, and before you know it, they're like, oh, my neck hurts, my back hurts when I do this.
Yeah, and if you don't use it, you lose it,
Exactly,
So you want to keep, and a lot of our program also is the care, animal massage and care provider. So a lot of it is care. So a lot of times, I'll get the dogs, especially if it's an older dog and they can't get up as often, I'll get them up and try to at least get them walking before we do the massage, or I'll get animals in the pool.
That's great.
Because if, it's an animal that is older and has trouble walking, it's going to be painful. So in the pool, they're still working those muscles.
But that support is there from the water,
it's not as painful.
Gives them some buoyancy.
Yeah, it's just, some exercise.
I think a lot of people look at those, the water therapies is just for, for dogs that are really injured or whatever. But hey, if you've got a swimming pool, I think it's a brilliant thing
My
to
dogs
do.
are not about the swimming pool. I try all the time.
You're not bothered, Bono. Well, you're a rock star. That's why. I don't think I've ever seen Bono in a
pool or at the beach.
No,
in a bathing suit.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a bathing suit.
No, me neither. I don't know if I'd want to.
I don't know if I would. I bet he's white, very white.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he might be a little vampirish, maybe in colour,
Yeah.
But I think because where we live, just about everybody has a swimming pool. My biggest regret, I don't know why I didn't put a pool in my house. It's the craziest thing ever. But yeah, I think if you've got that, take advantage of it most definitely. Now, how long would they be in the pool for, as far as
it depends. If I'm doing like a full exercise thing in the pool, we could do 30, 40 minutes, even an hour, because I can do a lot of the massage techniques in the pool
itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I used to work for Canyon Ranch.
Oh, really?
So I'm really familiar with lots and lots and lots of treatments, and they used to do a massage in the pool too there as well.
Huh.
But it's it was obviously a human on human is very intimate. You would have to lay your head on the massage person's shoulder in the pool. So if you weren't into that, it was a little too close for some people.
Yeah.
But like you say, the buoyancy is such a benefit, and then massage on top of that.
Right.
So I love.
They're still just getting that exercise and getting that movement, and the joints are moving, and the muscles are moving. And
now, would you say that these kind of like massages are becoming a bigger trend are you seeing people show more of an interest in it?
I think so. I think, even just in the last 20 years, just the way people look at their pets and treat their pets, I think has changed.
It's very different, isn't it?
And as, veterinary medicine becomes so advanced and animals are living longer.
And nutrition's definitely improving, our knowledge of it is anyway. Some of the dog food companies are not quite there yet, I think we have to be very vigilant with that anyway. But I'm seeing this trend of, if it's good for me, why can I apply that to my dog? We need a social life. It makes us feel better. Dogs need a social life. Massage makes us feel good. Why would it not make your own pet feel good?
Absolutely. And especially with the yoga and the massage too, it's not only, physical stimulation, but it's also mental stimulation.
Yes.
It's like switching it up, like getting them out of the house.
Yes. Changing up the routine. I am a typical Gemini where I'm constantly changing my routine because boredom cannot be a word in my vocabulary. So for my dogs, it's great because I have so many different walks that I go on. I'm like, bored of that one. We need to go to a different walk. So they definitely get their stimulation.
Yeah.
And you can see an excitement, I think, when you do something different with your pets.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Where they're like, it kind of sparks a little energy in them, and that mental stimulation is really important. My dogs injured themselves a few years ago where they couldn't walk for 6 weeks. They both cut their feet wide open. Yeah. It's a crazy situation.
At the same time?
At the same time, 2 a.m, of course, because it's never in the daytime, and bandaged, and and I've got active dogs, and I actually did a photo shoot with my friend at Photographique, and I thought, how is this going to go? Because normally, walk them first, tie them out a little bit. Can't walk them. So my great friend Geraldine Casada, have you met Geraldine Carter? Have you not met her? She's a dog trainer in town. She just said to me, do at least 20 minutes of commands a day to mentally stimulate them, tie them out a little bit, since she can't do the walking, and it worked. They were exhausted, of learning their commands,
Yeah.
So I think, it's like ourselves too. If we're not, physically exercising, we're not mentally exercising, taking care of our emotional well-being, we feel off balance as well, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So why wouldn't you do the same for your pets?
Right.
So how many clients would you say that you manage now?
Overall,
yeah.
I don't even know. A lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I love that. So how long have you had the business again?
I started slowly in 2011, just taking 1 or 2. But now that since I went full time is when everything kind of exploded.
Well, it's funny because it's been one of the biggest careers that's taken a big leap, because I think because of the recession, a lot of people started to look at, if I can't find a job, what am I going to do? What can I do? What am I capable of? And dog walking, dog sitting became really big.
Yeah.
Really, really big. Now, I'm assuming you have, animal CPR and all that good
Pet
stuff.
Pet CPR certified. Amy did that too, so I did that in that class.
So that all was included. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. I really, really like that. It's great when you can actually just, get the whole package at once, so you're complete and ready to go.
And she even does a class that's open to a pet aid CPR class that's open to the public.
Oh,
and I think
great.
You can sign up for that through UNLV.
I definitely need to do that, most definitely.
Yeah.
I think I will do that with my girls, because it's just and being around pets all the time, you never know where you may need to use that. You know?
Or if you see, dog get hit by a car or something like that, it's just, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's worth being. I've always been first aid, and I've always been CPR and the automatic defibrillation.
Oh yeah, the defibrillator.
It's funny, people think that you use that on people when they're having a heart attack. I'm like, no, you use it when they're dead. Yeah. When they have no heartbeat, that's when you use that thing, But they're really easy to use, because now it's they take the guesswork out of it. It tells you whether you're going to shock the person or not.
Oh.
The machine's amazing, absolutely amazing, yeah. And it'll say, nope, don't need to shock them, they've got a heartbeat, or yep, you need to shock them. They popped their clogs, as we say in England. Well, I'm loving this idea of this complete kind of wellness and balance and exercise. So, you currently do private classes, correct?
For the yoga, yeah.
Now, if you were a group of pet lovers and you wanted to do a group class, how would they get hold of you?
They could just go to my website, and I have a contact email on there. They can just click contact, or they can call me. My phone number's on my website as well.
Tell our listeners what your website address is.
It's littlewhitedogco.com.
co.com. Yeah, don't forget the CO. Really, really important. Your pictures are really good as well on the website. They're so nice and fresh and makes you feel healthy looking at them.
Thank you.
Now, I know you've got 3 dogs. What are all their names?
We got Bono here today. Delilah's the mascot. She's the little white dog in all of our photos. Yeah. And then we have Ava, who is our special needs little chihuahua.
Now, what kind of special needs does she have?
She has encephalitis of the brain.
Wow. And how do you get that? Is it communicable? Is it a genetic thing?
There's a lot of different theories. We don't really know.
Oh, wow.
But it's immune mediated. Okay. So it's an autoimmune disease for her.
So what do you have to do for her then?
She's on a million different medications.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah, like 5-6 times a day.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
But she's happy. She's healthy. We've got it under control now. Her seizures are under control. So
that's incredible.
She's trucking right along.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, I think if you're that. There are a couple of different types of pet owners, you know what I mean, where you'll go all out and you'll figure it out and you'll research it and you do the best you can for them, and you know, and then you've got other people that just go, it's just my pet, you know, and it's a funny kind of mentality, I think, you know, that some people have when it comes to that. Because do we just do that with human beings? No, not normally. Like, you've got a whatever, sorry. Oh, sorry. You know? So I don't know why you wouldn't think the same way about your pets, you know. Now, I see that you have been doing some stuff with the Nevada Political Action for Animals. Yep. So we obviously have mutual friend in Gina Greason.
Okay, I don't know Gina personally, but I know her group.
Yes, yeah. So, and I think it's great that you're part of that. You know, will you explain to our listeners exactly what that is, the Nevada Political Action for Animals?
Yeah, we're a registered PAC, a registered political action committee here in Nevada, and we work on legislation to better animals' rights in the state, basically.
And they're better than they've ever been, but they're not like other states that are really
like California.
Yes.
I know.
I mean, and England's like that too.
Are they very
throwing you in jail at the first chance you even think you're going to hurt an animal, you know. We're very, very strict. Yeah, and I think that's important to
and
go
I
that
think
way.
We're getting there,
I think
slowly but surely. We've gotten a lot of laws through, and now, you know, there's a lot of groups and there's a lot of people that are working on these things, and I think it's great. Like, the more the merrier. The more people we have working on these issues, and the more we're bringing these issues to the light so that people see. You know, like the trapping bill, which was up last session. Yeah, people are like, you trap in Nevada?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
huge here.
People don't know. They really, really don't know.
Yeah.
And it's I think, like you say, you've got to shed a light on these issues first, and then get involved, you know, and make a difference. But yeah, there's other states there, the laws are just super strict, and you know, I've always had this mindset that why wouldn't we have strict laws? Like, really?
Right.
You know, why would you say, oh, it's okay, and this is not a law, by the way, but for example, oh, it's okay to leave your dog out, you know, at 100 degrees, but not at 101 degrees. You're like, both of those are really bad.
Right.
You know?
And like the definition of shelter is very, there's some, it's interesting. But
it is. It's very, very, I think it's like
broad.
You say, very broad, you know.
A lot of the laws are very broad.
And I think for us as pet owners, technically, we tend to be very simplistic, which is,
put your dog
it's
inside.
really hot. It's 70 degrees in town in a car, you know. So don't do that, and just make it a law. You cannot leave your dog in the car, whether it's hot or extremely cold, you know.
Yeah.
I think for us it's very simplistic. I don't know where all the other details come in, why they even need to come in sometimes, you know.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I heard that some of the laws were passed through Reno, where it's cooler than we are, apparently, or something I was reading. I thought, it really doesn't apply to us down here, because we're baking hot, you know.
Yeah.
We are cooking down here in summer, you know.
I don't know. I'd have to look at what
it's quite interesting. But like you say, I think there's been a lot of great progress over the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
And I think they're proving to be good laws that make a difference. Mm-hmm. But what I would love to see is the city or the county put some PSAs out there on TV. I never see anything on TV that says it's boiling hot outside, it's the law that you cannot blah 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 or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I've seen some online ones, like PETA did kind of a graphic one where the girl was in the car, the model. Did you see that one?
Now here's the thing. These are the things I do like about PETA, because we all know it's a very It's a very confusing organization for a lot of people, but I do love their ad campaigns. I think they're shocking. I think they bring the point right home to people, and I think people kind of need that little bit of a shock. And I would love to see stuff on TV when we start hitting those hot temperatures. You know, we often preach to the choir ourselves. You know what I mean? I mean, all our friends on Facebook are
I'm posting it on Facebook,
and they all get it. Yeah, but I think it has to be more of a public campaign. You know, where you see it on TV, you hear it on radio. I think it's really important. You know, I'm really glad you're up to that. Because,
I love it. It's very interesting. You know, when I got involved, and you have to go and like kind of get up in front of like the center. So, and even as a performer, it's very different for me. It's very nervous. I still get nervous.
You're like, I'll dance my suggestions.
Yeah,
but I'll do it in dance form.
I'll do an interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance of what I'd like the Lord to be. Hey, it might get you more attention. I sing to my husband the things I like him to do for me. So it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah. Will you take out the trash? You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work. It softens it a little bit. I think it is important though to get involved in whatever area you feel that you can make a difference.
It is, and I also foster as well.
Oh my gosh, you are! You have no time to kick your heels up anymore.
I don't.
Do you miss dance?
I don't know. There's some aspects about it that I miss, but some that I don't.
I think the one thing I miss the most, and I get to do a little bit of bits and pieces of choreography here and there.
Oh, nice.
I really miss that relationship you have with people that you work with.
Yeah.
The laughs you have in the dressing room.
Absolutely.
I mean, are just
or on stage.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Which may not be funny to anybody on stage, they're watching it. No. But when something goes wrong, it just is really, really funny.
Did you see that video on Facebook that went around of the ballet dancer that got fired, and it was like the Nutcracker, and then he full on just did this crazy dance.
Oh, send me the link. Please send me the link.
I think it's probably only funny if you're a performer, but it's hilarious.
You know, there's a video, and it's a parody of going in for your dance exams with the examiner and the pianist, and it is beyond hysterical because it's exactly how they used to be, those examinations.
Yeah.
You know, how terrified we used to be, and they'd bring in our examiners, would have their tea in their china cups and stuff like that. You were just terrified, but the parody's really good.
That's funny.
Did you see the interpretive dance one? There's a parody.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'll send you that too.
Okay.
So we have a connection, but like I say, sometimes you miss those kind of unique moments,
Yeah, you do. And a lot of the fun stuff.
And you never have those moments ever again.
No, I barely even see people now. I see dogs and cats and animals all day.
Maybe we should choreograph a video with dogs in it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I mean
we could do our own PSA.
Hey, why don't we?
I know, we could.
I know enough people that will, come and video it for us. I did a Harlem Shake for dog rescue in Vegas. I did that one.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
So I was dressed as a lion.
But was it the dachshund?
Yes, that's
I saw that.
That's my rescue that I do most of my work for. But I dressed as a lion for that one. I have, I'm working on another video idea, so I'll talk to you after the show.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get involved in it because I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, that is
and it'd be
fun.
right down your alley too. I know it would.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, I think we should take a quick break because I know, time's flying away and we're making best friends now, me and Kristen and Barno. But let's take a quick break, listen to some words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Tim Link, animal communicator and pet expert and host of Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have you ever wanted to know what your pet is really thinking? Do you want to find out if they truly understand what you're trying to tell them? Ever wish you could build a better understanding and closer relationship with your pet? Well, now you can. Learning to Communicate with Animals is a 4-part on-demand workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn the essential techniques that are necessary to communicate with animals, including what is animal communication, breathing correctly to achieve the perfect state to communicate with your animals at a deeper level, using guided meditation exercises and method to communicate with animals, and how to send and receive information from your animals. So if you're wanting to learn how to communicate and connect with your animals at a deeper level, visit PetLifeRadio.com/workshop and purchase and download Learning to Communicate with Animals. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Werber, from Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff here on Pet Life Radio. We want to hear from you. Listen in. We're on every Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time here on PetLifeRadio.com. We are here for you. We're trying to make life with your pets even better. I know that's hard to believe. That can it even be better than it is? And hopefully it's fantastic already. The goal here is to answer your questions, help you out with your problems, anything you really wanted to know, but maybe you're afraid to ask your veterinarian, or maybe it was just too expensive to go to your veterinarian just to ask a few simple things. So that's what you got me for here at Pet Life Radio. Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff. Call in. We'll see you here on Thursdays.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
This is Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now let's bring back the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, your host, Sam, and we're live from sunny Las Vegas. My guest today in studio is Kristen Corral with a lovely little dog, Bono, who's asleep. He must have been partying all night, because that's what rock stars do.
Oh, this is all he ever does.
They sleep in the day. Do you know, I think a lot of people think my life's a little bit like that. Well, it kind of is, but I do get up in the morning. I get up early. See, I don't care what time I came in. I get up with my dogs and we do our thing, you know.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, why are you up so early? I'm like, I get up. I have dogs. They'll keep you on track. I tell you something. Mm-hmm. They keep you scheduled. You can't, what I love about dogs too, like, say, some people say I'm having really, really a down day, but I have to get up and take my dogs out, and I feel better because I look after them. I looked after them, and so they're good for many reasons, aren't they?
That's the nice thing about my business too, is like no one's ever mad at me. Every time I go,
they're like, we love you.
Every time I go to a new house, it's like they're so excited to see me.
Oh, isn't that great? I tell you something, animals, it's a big joy in working with animals. Tell us your website one more time, Kristen.
It's littlewhitedogco.com.
There you go. And all these links are popping up on Facebook, so no need to grab a pen, and we'll just keep sharing this information. And I'm just so glad, because I've contacted you a couple of times before, and I'm so glad that you came on the show today, because I think you offer some really, really valuable services.
Thanks.
And for those kind of people that really want to take it to the nth degree of wellness and balance, they definitely need to get hold of you for some of your services. But I think what we'll try and do is try and get a big bunch of us to get together and do a big class. So either contact Kristen directly through our website. You can contact me, and we'll liaison and we'll make it happen. But I think it would be super fun to do that.
Yeah.
And if anyone's got a really nice outdoor venue that we could use
to donate,
to donate, that would be great.
Or we'll pay.
Yeah, let us know. Because or we'll donate some of the proceeds to rescue or something like that.
Yeah, I do that a lot of times. I've done that a couple. I did one for Home for Spot, like a very small one, but then Yoga Sanctuary hosts during the summer. It's usually in July. A huge one, and the proceeds go to Heaven Can Wait.
Oh,
and I've taught that the last 2 years, and Amy taught it like 7 years, the last 7 years.
So we'll post that when it comes up. Definitely. Yeah, I think it would be really, really fun. And I say something to do with your dog. Spend more time with them. I think it's really important. So talking about important things, of course, we've always got a ton of fundraisers going on in town. And we've got the My Furry Valentine event coming up at Bass Pro Shops on February the 15th. And I want to say it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I think it's outside. Even though they're a pet-friendly business, I think it's outside. Lots and lots of rescues are going to be there. So go and fall in love with your next family member, and it's got to be furry. Make sure it's a furry family member. Valentine's photos are going to be happening at Grouchy John's on February the 1st. And this is going to benefit the Southern Nevada Beagle Rescue. And that is 10 to 2 p.m. And Grouchy John's, great coffee, great atmosphere, fun staff. So you'd enjoy actually going over there. There's an adoption event going on right now at Petco on Horizon Ridge in Green Valley. And it's the Boxer Rescue. So if you happen to go over there and you meet Sam, a British girl with red hair, it's not me. It's my friend. So there's two of us in town. How is this possible? But she's part of the Boxer Rescue, 10 to 2 p.m., Petco on Horizon Ridge and Green Valley. My rescue of the week is the Poppy Foundation, www.poppyfoundation.org. And the Poppy Foundation is all about cats. Is it all about cats? I'm questioning myself now. I don't know why. I've got cats on the brain this week. I will double check when I click on that. And of course, I always like to say a big thank you to all of my sponsors that make this show possible every single week. My show does benefit the Hot Diggity Dachshund Rescue through sponsorships. So there's some giving that goes on through my show, and I couldn't imagine doing a show or an event and not give. And they are my favorite rescue. I've worked with them since beginning of time. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to hang out with the Fosters today. There's a lunch for the foster parents. So, and I haven't met all of them despite being part of the rescue for such a long time, but because we're all so busy. So I'm looking forward to that. And one thing I do always like to say to everybody, and I think it's really, really important, is that you can always help a pet in need by either rescuing, and I need to include fostering on there.
Yep.
Adopting, donating, whether that's time or whether that's money or whether that's product, because often I donate a lot of product to rescues and say, sell this and make money for your rescue, or they do it as an auction thing. And the sharing of their information is so important because more and more people are getting their pets online. That's where they go to look for them.
Like adoptapet.com.
Yeah. I mean, this is, or a friend of mine the other day said, oh my gosh, Sam, can you help us share this information? This dog is, they need to find a home for this dog. And we all shared, and literally the next day, thank you, I get a home for the dog. You see, it really works. So forget the liking thing. Let's share. Just share the information. Rescue your next family member. I say make sure it's a furry one and replace the word shop with adopt. And this is my big thing. The Dalai Lama, I think it's the Dalai Lama said, my religion is simple. My religion is kindness. And I always say to people, be kind to all animals. And I think that's really important. Teach your kids to be kind to animals. Super important. We'll end up with some very, very, compassionate, caring adults, if you actually show them how to care and really love animals and respect them. I think that's important. My guest next week is just gone out my brain. I think I may have Jasmine Trias from American Idol. We'll get a confirmation on that with her wonderful partner, Ben Stone, who's British, and he's known as Britain's next up-and-coming rising star. And he's a great singer and magician, and it'll be great if this all works out next week. But we'll put the links up. And I want to thank my guest, Kristen Corral of Little White Dog Company, who come to my show today. Thank you to Chris, my producer, makes it all run smooth. And I'd like to thank you, the listeners, for being part of the show every week. You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about dogs, people, pop culture, and rock and roll. And I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Always kiss your pets. Good morning, good night, and all throughout the day. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for coming in, Kristen and Bono. So appreciative. We're going to be friends. I just know it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.